Post events. Okay, see that. See, post-fertilization events. In this one, it refers to all the changes that occurs after the formation of zygote. So during fertilization, zygote is formed. After the formation of zygote, the zygote undergoes various modifications. Those are referred post-fertilization events. It refers to all the events that occurs after the formation of zygote, like multiplication of zygote and embryogenesis. These two changes, multiplication process occurs in zygote. After that, zygote gradually turns to the embryo. Okay, so these two changes takes place after the fertilization. So the first one is zygote. Okay, after fertilization, zygote undergoes two changes. One is multiplication of zygote, another one is embryogenesis. In the zygote, how multiplication process takes place, that is what here we see. Generally here, in external fertilization, the zygote is formed outside of the body. The zygote is formed outside the body. Outside of the body, that is external medium or external water. External water surface. Whereas in internal fertilization, in the internal fertilization, the zygote is formed inside of the body where fertilization takes place. Okay, so zygote in internal fertilization, zygote is formed inside of the body, female body where fertilization. Like that way, zygote are formed in two types of fertilization. So this zygote development depends upon type of the life cycle, type of life cycle of the organism. Type of life cycle of the organism. Type of life cycle of organism. See, generally, in some organisms, the life cycle, the zygote development is called gestation period. Gestation period means what? From the fertilization until delivery. In between these two processes, the zygote undergoes multiplied. That entire process name is called gestation period. So the development of the zygote depends upon life cycle of the organism. That is called gestation period. In some organisms, the gestation period is 10 months. In some organisms, 5 months. In some organisms, 2 months. In some organisms, 1 month. Like that, development of the zygote depends upon type of life cycle of the organism. In elephant, 2 years. In elephant, 600 days required to develop the zygote into embryo into baby. That is only. Zygote development depends upon life cycle of organism and the environment exposed and the zygote exposed to environment. First is life cycle. Second one is the zygote exposed to what kind of environment? Zygote or organism which is exposed to environment. For example, one organism, it carries embryo in its body. If that particular organism, where it is exposing, whether it is too temperature environment is exposing or whether less temperature environment is exposing, depends upon that zygote development is decided. Zygote development is determined. That is all I am saying. Zygote development depends upon type of the life cycle of the organism. So the zygote is exposed to the zygote or organism is exposed to the environment. If that environment is not favorable, so the development of the zygote would be affected. If the environment is favorable, the development of the zygote would be favorable. Okay, so it depends upon environmental factors and the type of the life cycle, zygote develops into embryo. Okay, that's all. So here, in algae and fungi. Algae and fungi. In algae and fungi, in these two, in algae and fungi, in these two organisms, the zygote develops a thick walled spore. Zygote develops thick walled spore. Thick walled spore. This thick walled spore is called zygospore. Thick walled spore is called zygospore. So this zygospore resistant to desiccation and damage. Resistant to desiccation and damage. Resistant to desiccation, nothing but dry. So this thick wall gives protection to the zygote from the dry and damage. So as long as the zygospore is associated with zygote, this zygote remains protected. This is what happens in algae and fungi. In algae and fungi, the developing zygote forms thick-walled spore, thick-walled structure around the zygote. That thick wall is called zygospore. That zygospore protects the zygote from desiccation and damage. Generally, in this algae and fungi, zygote undergoes a period of rest just before germination. When zygote is formed in algae and fungi, immediately it would not germinate. It undergoes a period of a particular period, that's maybe 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, like that. It undergoes a period of rest before germination. Like that way, 1 month, 2 months or 3 months, it would undergoes to the resting period. After finishing that particular resting period, those zygospore, this is the zygospore, will germinate in next year. Next year it will germinate and gives embryo. So zygote germinates next season during favorable conditions and gives rise to embryo. So that's similarly in this embryo, meiosis division takes place. Meiosis division takes place. Meiosis division takes place and gives rise to haploid spores. Okay, so the zygote germinates and new organisms, new individuals. Meiosis division takes place and gives haploid spores. Haploid spores. Those are haploid spores leads to haplotic life cycle. Those haploid spores leads to haplotic life cycle. That is zygote. So zygote undergoes two changes. The first one is zygote multiplication. That is what now we are seeing. In algae and fungi, zygote germinates during favorable conditions and gives rise to new individuals. In those new individuals, meiosis takes place and gives rise to haploid spores. So those haploid spores germinates and gives new individuals. So the new individuals leads a haplontic life cycle. In algae and fungi, those leads to haplontic life cycle. Okay, that's all. Next, in higher animals. In higher animals, the zygote immediately develops and gives rise to embryo-like structures. The embryo gives rise to multicellular individual. That is what happens in higher animals. The zygote does not go to the resting state. The zygote immediately develops and gives rise to diploid offsprings. See, in higher animals, the zygote is diploid state. This diploid zygote undergoes mitosis stages and forms diploid embryo. The embryo is diploid and is diploidic life cycle. It is embryo diploid. How zygote formed as you already know that. So embryo diploid embryo. Zygote undergoes mitosis division and gives embryo. This embryo diploid and achieved diploidic life cycle. So this embryo gradually develops into new individual organism. That particular new individual organism shows meiosis divisions in their reproductive organs when it is ready to release gametes. That is what happens in higher animals. So higher animals leads diploidic life cycle because in those organisms, sperm haploid, ova is haploid, both are fused with each other and forms diploid single cell zygote. Diploid single cell zygote undergoes mitosis divisions and forms embryo. The embryo gradually develops into multicellular individuals. That's why they lead diploidic life cycle. This is the zygote. After fertilization, the zygote undergoes two changes. One is the zygote multiplication. When the zygote is multiplied and gives rise to embryo, that is becomes. Next, another one is embryogenesis. Embryogenesis. The process of development of zygote. Sorry, the process of development of embryo from the zygote is called embryogenesis. One second. The process of development of embryo from the zygote is called embryogenesis. So, this is the definition. The zygote undergoes cell division and cell differentiation. So, the diploid zygote undergoes two divisions. Through those two divisions, it will gives rise to new offspring. Okay, so this is the zygote. This zygote undergoes two divisions. That is, first one is cell division. Second one is cell division and cell differentiation. Cell division and cell differentiation. Here, cell division. So, first of all, the zygote undergoes two divisions. First one is cell division. So zygote. This zygote undergoes repeated mitotic divisions. Divides, redivides, and produces mass of cells. The zygote divides, redivides mitotically and gives this mass of cells. That means what? Huge number of cells. The embryo, when this zygote undergoes number of cells, undergoes number of divisions, as a result of the divisions, the zygote is turned to be embryo. The embryo thus formed. The embryo in such a way formed, it undergoes cell differentiation, further modifications and development. Zygote turned to be embryo. The embryo undergoes cell differentiation for further development and modifications. Now, cell differentiation. So before seeing cell differentiation, here embryo, a mass of cells. Mass of cells means what? Number of cells. Here, single cell diploid zygote. Only single cell is located. When this single cell zygote undergoes mitosis divisions, millions of cells are formed. Those millions of cells structure is called embryo. In the embryo, these millions of cells are differentiated. How it will be differentiated? Many times I said external ectodome, middle mesodome, internal endodome. See though, let me say. The some cells are differentiated into ectodome, some are differentiated into mesodome, some are differentiated into endodome. These mass of cells undergoes differentiation. In cell differentiation, what? These mass of cells undergoes differentiation as external cells, mesodome cells, internal endodome cells. So these three differentiated cells togetherly gives rise to tissues, organs, organ systems. These are all togetherly formed organism. Okay, so external layer cells, outer external cells differentiated and gives rise to nose, tongue, eyes, ears, like that. Middle mesodome cells, tooth, brain, blood vessels, kidneys, like that. Endodome cells, skin, hair, fingers, toes, muscles, reproductive organs, other structures. So these three cells are differentiated and gives rise to tissues, organs, and organ systems. When the tissues, organs, and organ systems are available, fully modified, those are all togetherly organized into an organism. That organism is called multicellular organism or offspring. In such a way, we have formed. That is called cell differentiation. Next, depending on the basis of development of zygote, organisms are divided into two types. On the basis of development of zygote, the organisms are divided into two types. Those two types we are going to see. Okay? Depending on the development of zygote, animals or organisms are classified into two types. Oviparous animals. Viviparous animals. Oviparous animals and viviparous animals. Oviparous animals. Oviparous animals. The animals such as reptiles and birds lay eggs. Reptiles, birds lay eggs. So those eggs are covered by calcareous egg shell. Calcareous shell. The egg is covered externally by calcareous shell. Calcareous means what? Calcium carbonate shell, which protect the egg from harsh environmental conditions. Harsh environmental conditions. Thus, the organisms are called oviparous. The egg is incubated within a few days, within 5 days or 10 days or 15 days or 20 days, depends upon animals. So these eggs are incubated after certain period of incubation period. After certain incubation period, the egg gives rise to young ones. The egg gives rise to young ones. Okay, so that incubation period varies in different types of animals. The incubation period is nothing but hatching period. Hatching period. So the incubation period varies in different species of animals. After certain period of incubation, from the eggs, young ones hatch out, come out. Come to oviparous animals. See here, the animals such as almost all mammals, including humans, can give rise to new individuals. Almost all the mammals, including humans, can give birth to young ones. Directly, they will give birth to young ones. Such type of animals are called viviparous animals. In the viviparous animals, the fertilization takes place inside of the female body. After fertilization, the zygote undergoes development and gives rise to embryo. The embryo day by day grows and gives rise to multicellular in oviparous animals, the development of the zygote is varies from one mammal to another mammal. Generally, in human beings, the development of the zygote requires 10 months or 40 weeks. From the fertilization till delivery, in between these fertilization to till delivery, in between these two, the zygote undergoes various modifications. Zygote is converted into embryo gradually converted into baby. The particular period between fertilization and delivery, that period is called gestation period. The gestation period varies from one organism to another organism. In human beings, 40 weeks. In some members, 38 weeks. In humans only, in some members, 38 weeks, 35 weeks, 40 weeks, like that happens. Okay, so this gestation period in mammals, including human beings, from one person to another person, it becomes varies. So after completion of gestation period, female organism can give birth to young ones. Okay, young ones. The female organism is to here in viviparous animals, the parental care is excessively taken. The parents will take care of their offspring. Because of extensively care, the chances of survival of the viviparous animals are greater than oviparous. In oviparous animals, parental care is in viviparous animals, parental care is more and more. That's why. So the chances of survival of offspring in viviparous animals is greater than the oviparous. That is called viviparous animals. Next, similarly, in plants after fertilization. In plants after fertilization, almost all the parts are wither and die. In flowering plants, especially. In flowering plants after fertilization. So see, this is ovary. In flowering plants after fertilization, the ovary. This is the ovary. Ovary is converted into fruit. This ovary is converted into fruit. So this ovary contains internally ovules. The ovary is developed into fruit. Inside the ovary, number of ovules are located. So these ovules contains zygote. The zygote gradually turn to be in flowering plants. So after fertilization, so almost all the parts, that is sepals, petals, sepals. This is sepal, petal, stamen, wither, dry, and fall. But in some species, sepals remains associated with fertilized. Okay, that's all. Next, last one final heading: seed and fruit formation. Seed and fruit formation. Last and final seed and fruit formation. Last and final heading comes to start. See here, already we discussed this. So the ovary, fertilized ovary contains ovules. The ovules contains zygote. The zygote is gradually developed into embryo. As the ovary wall matures, and forms the ovary matures and forms a thick wall. This is called pericarp. As ovary matures and forms fruit. Ovary matures and forms fruit. Next here, so the ovary matures and forms a fruit. Around the ovary, thick walled layer is formed. That is called pericarp, which is protective in function. Okay, so this thick wall protect the wall. Okay, the thick wall is called fruit wall. Ovary is developed in fruit. Around the fruit, a thick wall layer is called pericarp. This pericarp gives protection to the fruit. Next, ovule. Inside the ovary contains ovules. Ovules are gradually turned to be seed. This seed is germinated. Next, the seed contains zygote. Okay, then zygote gradually turned to be embryo. This embryo gives rise to this embryo. This is embryo. Okay, see here. See here. Ovary turned to be fruit. This fruit contains thick carp, that is called carp, which is protective function. Protective function. Next, ovule gradually under the seed. This seed is germinate. Next, zygote. Zygote turned to be embryo. This embryo gradually turned to be embryo. Gives rise to this is what occurs in flowering plants after fertilization. After fertilization, almost all the parts are withered except ovary. This ovary gradually turns to be fruit. Inside the ovary, what would be present? Ovule. Future effect of ovule is called seed. The seed is a zygote. Inside the seed, zygote commonly will be there. This zygote is turned to be embryo. The embryo during this is seed and fruit formation. Okay, so the ovary is turned to be a fruit. As the ovary matures and turned to be fruit, the fruit is covered by a thick wall. This is the first chapter, that is reproduction in organ.